Hey folks, Vic here with your weekly video for, what is that, Friday May the 19th. We always talk about risk controls, like account management and trade management and how vitally important they are. But what about emotional risk, right? This is a huge and super important facet of trading to understand, and that's what this video is all about. And what you're going to hear is a clip out of a webinar that I did earlier this month for our members only, where I went over this whole idea of emotional risk, right? And I really hope you like it and get lots out of it. And if you do, I'd sure appreciate a thumbs up by hitting the like button. So let me know. Also, okay, and yeah, that's about it. Let's have a look and hear what I had to say in that members only webinar. I have. Let me just get this out here. Where are we going? Let me go here. Yeah, this is the LCT website. If you go to bonus resources, and go down to member webinars, see these down here. These are webinars where I went through entering the ADRs at the beginning of the day. We did it before the LCT time window, so everybody could see exactly how it's done. So you can go through those webinars. It should answer them pretty well. And if it doesn't, just let me know. And yeah, we can go over those again. If there is, and by the way, the other things I keep open obviously is Forex Factory every day, because you want to always watch for red flag news. Generally, there's nothing around London close trades, which is one of the nice things about them. And I keep Forex Live on. I find that they sometimes will alert me to something that I wasn't aware of. I just have a look at it once in a while, and that's it. Those are the three tabs I have open. Let's see else I want to talk about something else here. So if that's it, I think I'm going to just give you some general comments about this, about some other stuff that I think is really, really important in trading, not just for the London close. Yeah, exactly. Forex Factory, you can go to their news as well. Rosemary, that's exactly right. So it's a good site. I really like it. I've been using it for years and years. Excuse me, just coughing there. I want to sort of wrap this session up by talking about another kind of risk that is that's in front of us all the time, and it's excuse me, the emotional risk in trading. And it's a huge, and this gets to psychology and all that, because if you don't understand this and you don't do something about it, you're probably you're probably not gonna last. And I think it's probably the biggest reason why people end up quitting this service or any other service that they subscribe to. It just, I mean, listen, people come and go in here. I get that, but man, when you know something's good and people don't catch on to it for whatever reason, it bothers me. I want to see people succeed and do well, and I mean that's why you're here. It's not to kick tires and whatever. But anyway, I'm going to go through a bit of stuff here, and it won't take me long. And I'm going to refer to Mark Douglas's book, Trading in the Zone. What an excellent book that is. It should be something that if you have it, reread it. If you don't have it, I would really recommend getting it. Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, where he talks about eliminating emotional risk. So recently, we've gone through a period where we haven't been getting a lot of LCT trades. Like, you know how it goes, there's waves of them. Sometimes there's a whole bunch and then they dry up. I think we had like a week, didn't we? About a week ago. So, but I think, or at least I hope, that that the LCT setups, when you take them properly, give us a really good edge in our trading. Close to 90, like I've tracked all the trades from last October in 2022 right till now, and it's close to 90% of these trades have been profitable or break even since I started recording them. That could be off a little bit here and there. I'm just approximating it. About 75% of the time, give or take, it's a profit, 1-to-1. I think it was actually 77%, but I won't, play with the numbers or anything. I just want to generally say 75%, you're going to have a profit. Those are fantastic odds. Like casino, if you think of it, a casino would not like to have a player sitting in a seat in their casino who had an edge like that. right? They say, see you later, get out of here. The problem with trading can come when your expectations are out of line with the market reality. And that means that you have to neutralize your expectations about what the market's going to do or what opportunities it's going to give us each and every day, because it might not give us anything. We can't force the markets to do anything. All we can do is make ourselves available. We can stand by and be willing to pounce if the setup is there. Like on that euro yen trade this morning, Rosemary, that's awesome. And Carlos took that trade. And that's really, really good, you guys. I think Alejandro's back here. Just 1 second here. You did exactly the right thing. You waited, and it happened, and you took the trade. And I tell you something. I always say this. If you only had, and this is ridiculous, so don't. I'm just using this as a crazy example. But if you only had like 2 trades all month, and they were profitable trades, who cares about trading 2 times every day? That's usually trading more like that is worse. You're gonna lose money. That's just the way it goes. So yeah, just be really, really, really willing to wait, and that's it. Because we know that we have an edge with this, right? If we know we have an edge, then you got to trade that edge. Don't forget, this is a game of probabilities, just like any other, somebody playing a professional, gambler. This isn't gambling though, because we control things very, very carefully here. Collectively, like when you add up all the trades, we have a great edge. As an individual, your actions in taking on a trade that's not qualified or doing something that's not part of the rules can negate the edge, the positive outcome that our edge gives us, right? So you have to be very, very careful of staying with the plan, with the trading plan. So the trick is to create a mindset. This is now getting down to the heart of it. Creating a mindset that's consistent with how you trade a probabilistic environment. Like, it's the same thing that a professional card player does. They keep very neutral, whether they have a win or a loss. Maybe you've seen these guys playing poker on TV. They're stone-faced, like this: win, lose, throw their cards in, win a big pot. It doesn't matter. They just know that over time they have an edge, right? That's all you have to know. In that book of Mark Douglas's, he has a list of 5 fundamental truths about trading, and these truths are at the very heart of becoming a great trader if you'll embrace them and really understand them. I should have put these in a PowerPoint so I could have flashed them up here, but anyway, I'll just read them out here. And the first thing he notes is that anything can happen. Well, I think we all, I hope, understand that. Like right now, as the price is sitting here nice and quietly, if something happened, maybe something in the war in Ukraine or something, I don't know, a terrorist attack, or God forbid, or just any kind of event, things could take off. We don't know. Anything can happen. That's number 1. Number 2, you don't need to know what's going to happen next in order to make money. Like when we take on this euro yen trade, okay, when you take on this trade here, and you go, oh yeah, this has hit the nice level, and here's our entry. You didn't know that this wasn't going to go straight down. You didn't know that at all. And look what happened to it, right? You don't need to know what's going to happen next in order to make money. All we need to know is that we have an odds. We have odds in our favor. That's it. Through like 13 years of trading this method. Number 3, there's a random distribution between wins and losses for any given variable that define an edge. What that all means basically is that we don't know when there's going to be a win or a loss. It's we just take the trade and let the odds do its thing, and we trade manage it very, very carefully, as always. Okay. 4th, he says that an edge is nothing more than an indication of a higher probability of one thing happening over another. So that's just defining an edge. What does it mean? It just means that it's got a greater this has a greater probability of going up than it does of going down. Okay, we know that over a huge amount of trading, right? Geez, we have people who have been trading this since 2010 when it first came out. That's not because it's a losing system, right? Because they've been doing well. Henry has been doing that. There's others actually have had emails too. Exactly, Rosemary. It treated as a business, no deviation. And the fifth thing is simply that every moment in the market is unique. And it is. This has never happened before. I'm not talking about the setup. I'm talking about the exact prices, the exact players at the time that this trade happened. The volumes were different. You know, it's unique. Every single moment in time in trading is unique. So everything else, you know, you have to simply understand your edge, understand the rules of it, and trade your edge. That's it. There's nothing beyond all that. You know, you're overthinking it. I think the most important point that he goes on to make is that if you have the appropriate expectations, then you eliminate the potential to interpret anything that happens as being painful or threatening. Okay, and you thereby effectively neutralize the emotional risk, like we talked about at the beginning. You neutralize that emotional risk because you're not trying to, you know, guess and interpret and have some expectation that may or may not come to be. It's just a trade. That's all it is. Okay, like if you get stopped out, don't take it personally. It's part of the game. Okay, if you don't get trade setups every day, don't get frustrated or angry or whatever it is. It's the same analogy. You know, we've used this before, as you know, you've heard this one with the cheetah waiting in the grass for the prey to walk by. That makes the cheetah's job a lot easier. It just sits there and waits. Imagine if the cheetah just ran around at top speed trying to find something to eat. I mean, it wouldn't survive. So anyway, I hope this session was helpful. If I didn't cover something or you thought of something afterwards that you wanted to ask, you know, just let me know, and I'd be happy to. We can do this again. No problem. I enjoy doing these sessions and hearing from people, and I can unmute anybody's microphone if they wanted to verbally talk. But did anybody have anything else? Anything else to ask or questions or?
Yeah, so there you go. I hope that resonated with you and that you can see just how important it is that we manage emotions and always stay glued to the rules and be willing to, to wait it out. Also, write down those 5 fundamental truths that Mark Douglas has in his book on trading in the zone. Write those down, those fundamental truths about trading, and just read them over multiple times so that those truths get really embedded into your psychology. Okay, it's very really important stuff for trading. So there you go. All right, thanks so much, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hope you all have a great weekend. Take care.